Dodgers had listen, nobody's going to knock the Dodgers. They had a wonderful season. They overachieved, million injuries. It's sort of a transitional team right now. They're trying to figure out who's part of the group. It's not Puig. I'm not even sure if it's Jock Peterson. I've seen enough of him. Obviously, the shortstop's going to be great. Gonzalez has a couple of years left. They certainly have Kershaw sitting there. I would think they'd sign Jansen and re-sign him. But, the Dodgers, Turner, I think they re-signed too. The Dodgers have a pretty good ball club, and they did a very good job this year. Nothing to be ashamed of. They were, 8.5 back in late June. They lost their best pitcher for 2 months. They won the division going away. They won a playoff series. They won a playoff series on the road in Game 5 in dramatic fashion. They did not lay over and die. They won a couple of games from the Cubs, so he gives them credit for that. They would have won that first game. Maybe it would have been a little different. If they would have gotten out of that 8th inning in Game 1, then he would have had Kershaw in Game 2. And as it turns out, he was better on 3 days rest than he was on 4 days rest. And they really could have put the Cubs in a squeeze box. Dodgers' strength of starting pitching, I thought, undid them. They were demoralized there on Saturday. Very demoralized. I'm not taking anything away from Hendricks, but it was a lot easier to pitch in that game knowing that you had a huge lead right out of the gate in your building. The Dodgers were deflated than it would have been, they say, the other way around. So we give the Dodgers overall tip their cap. Unlike Washington, who lost in the divisional series, who I think, they're still over that for a long time, can never get out of the first round. And I know the Dodgers haven't won a World Series since '88. But if you're a Dodger fan right now, there's nothing to be upset about as far as getting to an NLCS and losing the 6 games to a 103-win team, except if you're Clayton Kershaw. Now, I know the storyline, and I love him too, and he's tough to knock, and he's been a great pitcher. He's won the 3 Cy Youngs, and we all know he's on his way to the Hall of Fame. But let's be honest, he has now been on the field and on the mound 3 times during Dodger elimination games. Twice against the Cardinals, all 3 in a row, but twice against the Cardinals, and of course the other night in Wrigley Field. And I know everybody thought he had such a tremendous postseason. If you analyze this properly, Kershaw did not have a tremendous offseason. He was very mediocre in Game 1 in Washington. He got the win, but he only went 5 innings and gave up 3 runs. He pitched pretty well in Game 4 against Washington. He struck out 11 guys, but as at times it works, he can't get out of the 7th inning. I think he probably gave up 5 official runs in that game because the bullpen imploded, but Kershaw had some issues there. He wasn't automatic. And then, of course, he pitched very well in Game 2 of the World Series, and he got Daniel Murphy out, which is important at the end of Game 5 against the Nationals. Let's not take that away from him, and that was a huge out. Forget the last out, the kid couldn't hit, but the second to last out in Game 5 was huge, and then he was wonderful here in Game 2 against the Cubs. But he was terrible the other night. There's no way around it. Trying too hard, trying to overthrow, let John Smoltz explain. But Clayton Kershaw was not Clayton Kershaw. I don't want to hear about back, okay? I don't want to hear about back now. You know my old theory. You're on the mound. You're any sport that you play in. If you injured, don't play. If you play, you're not injured. I can't listen to anything about a back. Nobody said a word about a back when he won Game 2. And he shut out the Cubs in 7 innings. I can't listen to that now. He just wasn't good in the game. That's the bottom line. And listen, I know it's tricky to say, but you got to be honest. Kershaw's not as good as Bumgarner in these spots. There's nothing else to say. Bumgarner's a rival. Bumgarner's a lefty. But Bumgarner in a big game, if you want to analyze this properly, you'd much prefer over Kershaw. There's nothing, you can't even debate it. Bumgarner's won 3 World Championships, and he's been heroic in many a postseason series. And Kershaw's, his ERA is still well over 4. He just hasn't, for whatever the reason, quite gotten over the hump in a big situation. And that was a very bad performance on Saturday night. Now listen, Cubs are not going to be denied that night. Okay, they were not going to be denied. Not going to argue that. But he was bad. There's no way around it. He was bad in the ball game, and he killed the drama of the game. There was no drama in that game after that first inning. He knew the game was over. Double, error, another run, blah, blah, blah. See, good night, Cubs in the World Series. Lots to do today. Peter's going to come by, Mr.